The atmosphere of your journey has just shifted. We are moving past the season of preparation and entering the hour of absolute manifestation. For too long, you have been trying to fit a celestial calling into a terrestrial box, and the universe is finally breaking that box to pieces. Many will call this a crisis. We call it a divine extraction. While the masses are lulled into a deep sleep of mediocrity, a powerful transition is taking place within the chosen. You are being stripped of every attachment that does not serve your highest throne. This isn't just change, it is a sovereign relocation. You are being moved from the shadows of the background to the center of your true kingdom. In this session, I am pulling back the veil on the mechanics of this shift. I will show you why your recent losses were actually strategic removals and how to recognize the precise moment your new reality locks into place. The struggle is over. The confusion has served its purpose. Stand tall, because the ground beneath you is no longer shifting, it is settling. Welcome to your true place. You are sitting in a life that no longer fits you, and you know it. I am talking directly to the souls who feel like they are living in a house that has become too small for them. You wake up with a heavy feeling that you are meant for something much bigger, but everywhere you look, things seem to be breaking. Your friends don't understand you. Your work feels empty. Even the things that used to make you happy now feel like a waste of time. You aren't losing your mind, and you aren't failing at life. You are being moved. This is the moment the chosen ones are pulled out of the shadows and pushed into the light. Most people will tell you to just try harder or fix what is broken, but they are wrong. You cannot fix a season that is meant to end. The universe is intentionally making your old life uncomfortable so that you will finally let go and step into your true place. This is a divine repositioning that is happening to a very specific group of people right now. If you stay until the very end of this video, I am going to share a secret alignment prayer that will stop the chaos and start the flow of your true purpose immediately. You need to understand the pattern of what is happening to you, or you will keep fighting against your own promotion. Let's look at why your world is Shah King and what it really means for your future. Now we must address the question that is burning in your heart. How do I know for sure it is me? It is easy to hear these words and think they are for someone else. You might feel too tired, too broken, or too ordinary to be a chosen one. But being chosen is not about how you feel. It is about the signs following your life. The first major sign that you are being moved is a sudden and total loss of interest in things you used to love. This is a primary ID marker. You might find yourself sitting in a room with people you have known for years, and suddenly, you feel like a stranger. You hear their conversations, and they sound like static noise. You aren't being stuck up or acting better than them. Your spirit is simply outgrowing that frequency. It is like trying to wear shoes that are 3 sizes too small. You can force your feet into them, but it is going to hurt the entire time you walk. The universe is removing your taste for the old life so that you won't try to stay there. If you still enjoyed the old things, you would never seek the new. This boredom is actually a divine protection. It is the signal that your spirit has already moved forward, and now your body and your circumstances have to catch up. The second sign is what I call the Great Silence. Have you noticed that lately? It feels like the heavens have gone quiet. You pray for answers, and you get silence. You ask for a sign, and nothing happens. This can be terrifying. It makes you feel like you have been abandoned. But in a school, the teacher is always quiet during the test. You are currently in the testing phase of your relocation. This silence is not a sign of absence. It is a sign of deep preparation. You are being taught to stop looking for outside validation and to start listening to the small, still voice inside of you. Chosen ones are leaders, and a leader must be able to walk even when the path isn't lit by someone else's torch. This silence is building your spiritual muscles. It is stripping away your need for likes and claps from the world. You are being moved into a place of high authority, and in that place, you cannot be dependent on the opinions of people who don't see what you see. If you are experiencing a season of isolation or silence, recognize it as a hiding place where you are being upgraded in secret. The third and most polarizing sign is unexplained rejection. This is where it gets difficult. You might have noticed that doors are slamming in your face for no reason. Maybe a job you were perfect for suddenly went to someone else. Maybe a friend you've been loyal to for years suddenly turned against you. This is not a mistake. This is divine extraction. The universe knows that if those people stayed in your life, they would talk you out of your destiny. If that door stayed open, you would stay in a room that is beneath your calling. You are being rejected by the good, so that you can be accepted by the great. Most people see rejection as a sign that they aren't good enough. For a chosen one, rejection is a sign that the environment is no longer good enough for you. You are being moved to a new level, and you cannot take everyone with you. Some people are only meant to be in your history, not your destiny. You also need to look at your energy levels. Are you feeling a strange type of exhaustion that sleep cannot fix? This is a sign that your old reality is draining you because it no longer aligns with your energy. You are like a high-powered machine trying to run on a weak battery. When you are out of alignment with your true place, every task feels like an uphill battle. But notice what happens when you think about your dreams or listen to a message like this. Suddenly, you feel a spark. You feel a rush of life. That spark is your spirit, recognizing its true home. You are being pulled toward a specific mission. You might not have the full map yet, but you have the compass. The compass is that deep, inner knowing that more is waiting for you. This more isn't just a fantasy. It is a memory of your future. You are remembering the place you were created to occupy. Finally, consider the timing of your life. Things are moving faster than ever before. You might see patterns and numbers like 11.11 or 222 everywhere you go. These are alignment markers. They are the universe's way of saying, we are on schedule. You are being moved through a portal of change. The concerns you have about your past mistakes or your current lack of resources are irrelevant. A chosen one is not chosen because they are perfect. They are chosen because they are willing to be moved. You have been chosen because you have the heart to handle the influence that is coming. You have the strength to carry the wealth that will be transferred to your name. You are the one who breaks the cycles in your family. You are the one who sets the new standard. This is why the pressure has been so high. You aren't just being moved to a better house or a better job. You are being moved into your sovereign place of power. Take a deep breath and accept this ID marker. If these words feel like fire in your bones, it is because they are true. You are not lost. You are in transit, and the destination is more beautiful than anything you have ever left behind. The third part of your journey is understanding the geometry of the shift. This is where we answer the biggest question. Where exactly am I going? Many people fear that being moved means they will end up somewhere they don't belong. They worry they will be forced into a life they didn't ask for. But you must understand that your true place is not a random spot on a map. It is the exact point where your natural talents, your deepest struggles, and a divine plan all meet. Think of it like a puzzle piece. For years, you have been trying to fit into a part of the puzzle where the edges don't match. You trimmed your personality. Why and hid your gifts just to stay in the picture. But the shift is pulling you out of that wrong spot and sliding you into the only place where you actually fit. This is why your true place feels so familiar, even if you have never been there before.
It is because you were built for it.
When you arrive, you won't have to struggle to be seen. You won't have to beg for opportunities. In your true place, you are the solution to the problems that exist there. You might be moved into a new career that uses the very skills you thought were useless. You might be moved into a community of people who speak your language and value your heart. This isn't just magic or a lucky break. It is a strategic relocation. The universe is moving its most important pieces into the right positions for a massive purpose. One of the biggest misconceptions is that this shift is only about your bank account. While your true place definitely includes abundance, it is really about your authority. Right now, you are being positioned to have influence. You are being moved from being a spectator to being a leader. This is why the shaking in your old life had to happen. If you stayed in a place where you were comfortable, you would never have developed the strength to lead others. Every tear you cried and every lonely night you spent was actually a lesson in empathy and power. You are being moved into a position where your voice will finally carry weight. Do not be afraid of the transition. Many chosen ones get stuck because they try to look back at what they are leaving behind. They worry about the bridge they are crossing and wonder if it will hold. But the geometry of this shift is perfect. You are not being moved into a vacuum or a void. You are being moved into a custom-built reality. This new life is being constructed around your specific growth and your specific needs. The resources you need are already waiting for you at the destination. You don't need to carry the old baggage with you to the new place. In fact, if you try to take the old baggage, it won't fit through the door. Your true place is also a place of sovereign protection. In your old life, you felt exposed and vulnerable. You felt like anyone could hurt you or take what was yours. But when you are in alignment, you are under a different set of rules. When you are exactly where you are supposed to be, you are invited, visible to the enemy and visible to the blessing. This is why the move is so urgent. The universe is moving you out of the line of fire and into a place of safety and peace. To help this move happen faster, you must stop asking, "Why is this happening?" and start asking, "Where is this taking me?" Focus on the destination. Imagine a life where you wake up every morning feeling energized and excited. Imagine a life where you don't have to pretend to be someone else. That life is not a dream. It is your actual destination. The shift is simply the process of getting you there. You are moving from a state of surviving to a state of reigning. Stand firm in this truth. The coordinates have already been set, and the move is already in progress. Your true place is waiting, and it is better than anything you could have planned for yourself. The fourth step in your journey is called the extraction phase. This is often the most painful part of the shift because it feels like everything is being taken away. You might look at your life right now and see empty chairs where friends used to sit. You might see a bank account that looks lower than it should be, or a job that suddenly let you go. It is very easy to feel like you are being punished during this time. But you must understand the vacuum law. This law says that a new, bigger blessing cannot enter a space that is already full of old, small things. You are being emptied so that you can be filled with something much greater. Think of it like a gardener who is moving a plant to a much bigger pot. Before the plant can go into the new pot, the gardener has to shake off the old, dry soil. To the plant, this feels like an attack. It feels like its roots are being exposed and its world is being torn apart. But the gardener knows that the old soil has no nutrients left. If the plant stays in that old dirt, it will stop growing and eventually die. The shaking you feel in your life right now is just the divine gardener removing the old soil from your roots. You aren't being destroyed. You aren't being destroyed. You are being prepared for much deeper growth. A big concern many people have is that they will lose their identity during this phase. You might ask, who am I if I'm not a manager at that company? Or who am I if I'm not in that relationship? This fear is exactly why the extraction must happen. You have spent too long identifying yourself. By what you do, or who you know, instead of who you are. The universe is stripping away these labels so you can find your true power. When everything else is gone, you realize that you are still standing. You realize that your strength didn't come from your job or your friends, it came from within. This phase is also about strategic removal. Sometimes, the universe has to remove people from your life because they are destiny killers. These are people who love the old you, but would be terrified of the new you. If they stayed, they would try to pull you back into the small box you just escaped. By removing them now, the universe is actually protecting you from future heartbreak. It is better to feel the sting of rejection today than to be held back from your true place for another 10 years. You must stop trying to patch up the things that are falling apart. If a bridge in your life is burning, let it burn. Do not run back into the fire to try and save something that was meant to end. The smoke from that fire is actually a signal to the people in your true place that you are on your way. Every no you receive right now is a yes to something better that you haven't seen yet. The extraction is not a sign of loss, it is a sign of upcoming expansion. Lastly, remember that the extraction is temporary. You won't be in this empty space forever. It is just a transition period where you are being cleaned and prepared. Use this time to rest and quiet your mind. Don't rush to fill the empty spaces with new distractions. Let the space stay empty for a moment so you can hear the instructions for your next move. You are being moved out of the waiting room. The doors are opening, and the only thing you need to bring with you is your faith. Everything else will be provided when you arrive. Now we come to the part that many people have been waiting for, the mechanics of the wealth and purpose transfer. There is a big misconception that being a chosen one means you are destined to struggle or live in poverty, while others who don't care about spiritual things get all the rewards. This is a lie. In fact, it is the opposite. The reason you are being moved into your true place is so that resources can finally find you. Think about a radio station. If you are tuned to 98.1, but the music is playing on 105.7, you will only hear static. You might think the music has stopped, but the truth is, you are just on the wrong frequency. Your true place is your perfect frequency. When you arrive there, the wealth and the purpose start to flow because you are finally in alignment with the supply. This transfer is not just about money in a bank account, although that is part of it. It is about a transfer of resources, influence, and ideas. You are being moved into a position where your natural gifts can solve problems for other people. In the old world, wealth is often built on greed or stepping on others. But in the kingdom of the chosen, wealth is a tool for the mission. You are being given resources because the universe trusts you to use them, to help, to heal, and to lead. This is why you had to go through the extraction phase first. If you had received this level of wealth and power while you were still in your old, small mindset, it would have crushed you. You had to be emptied of your ego so you could be filled with divine authority. One of the biggest questions people ask is this actually going to happen to me, or is it just a nice thought? To answer this, you have to look at the law of value and placement. Imagine a master chapter EF, who is trying to cook a 5-star meal in a broken, dirty kitchen with no tools. No matter how good the chef is, the meal will not be great because the placement is wrong. But if you move that same chef into a world-class kitchen, they can create masterpieces. You are the master chef. Your true place is the world-class kitchen. The wealth transfer happens because the equipment you need to finish your mission is already waiting at the new location. The universe isn't going to send the tools to your old, broken kitchen. It is waiting for you to arrive at the new one. You must also overcome the concern that wanting success or wealth is unspiritual. Many chosen ones feel guilty for wanting more. They think they should be happy with just enough to get by. But how can you change the world if you are constantly worried about paying your bills? How can you help the brokenhearted if you are brokenhearted over your own lack? Being moved into your true place means moving into a state of more than enough. This is the polarizing truth. You were not born to just survive, you were born to reign. You have been chosen to handle the resources that others have wasted. As you move into this new space, you will find that doors of opportunity open not because you struggled for them, but because your presence is required there. The purpose side of this transfer is even more exciting. For years, you may have felt like you were doing work that didn't matter. You were just trading your time for a paycheck. But in your true place, your work becomes your worship. Your purpose becomes so clear that you no longer have to ask, "What should I do with my life?" You will simply know. This clarity is a gift that comes with the relocation. When you are in the wrong place, everything is blurry. When you are in the right place, everything is sharp. You will start to see how every bad experience you ever had was actually training for the purpose you are stepping into right now. The wealth follows the purpose. When you commit to the mission, the provision appears. Stop looking at your current lack as a permanent state. It is just the gap between the old life and the new one. When you are in transit, you don't have all your belongings with you. They are in the moving truck on the way to the new house. That is exactly where your blessings are right now. They are in transit. They being moved from the hands of those who don't deserve them into the hands of the chosen ones who will use them for good. This is a legal transfer in the spiritual realm. The shaking of the world's economy and systems is actually the universe loosening the grip of the old owners so the new owners can take their place. You are being moved into a position of abundant influence. This means that when you speak, people listen. When you act, things happen. This power is being given to you because you have proven that you can handle the silence and the isolation. You have been through the fire and you didn't burn. Now, you are ready to handle the gold. Do not be afraid of the wealth that is coming. Do not be afraid of the big assignments that are landing on your desk. You were built for this. Your true place is a place of high stakes and high rewards. Embrace the transfer. It is the physical evidence that you have finally arrived at where you were always meant to be. The sixth part of this journey focuses on a place that feels very frustrating: the waiting room. This is the period after you have left your old life, but before you have fully stepped into your new one. It is the mid-DLE ground. You have already said goodbye to the old friends and the old job, but the new blessings haven't shown up yet. This is where most people give up. This is where they start to think they made a huge mistake. They look back at the Egypt they left behind and think, "At least I had food there. At least I knew what to expect." But the waiting room is not a prison. It is a laboratory. It is where your faith is tested and where your new identity is locked in. A big question people ask in this phase is, how long is this going to take? They want a date on a calendar. They want to know if they have to wait another week or another year. But here is the polarizing truth. The length of your stay in the waiting room depends almost entirely on your level of resistance. The universe is ready to move you, but if you are still gripping the edges of the doorway, you will stay stuck in the middle. Resistance is when you spend all your time complaining about what you lost instead of preparing for what is coming. It is when you try to force old keys into new doors. The faster you surrender to the process, the faster the move happens. The waiting room trap is the urge to settle for good enough because you are tired of waiting for great. You might get an offer for a job that is okay, but you know in your gut it isn't your true place. You might meet someone who is nice, but they don't see your soul. The trap is taking those things just to stop the feeling of being in limbo. But if you settle now, you will have to go through the whole aptu, pow, the, ho, extraction process all over again later. Chosen ones are often kept in the waiting room to see if they will compromise. If you can stay steady when you have nothing, the universe knows it can trust you when you have everything. This is where you prove that your true place is more important to you than your comfort. One of the biggest concerns during this time is that you are falling behind. You look at social media and see people your age getting married, buying houses, or getting promotions. You feel like the world is moving forward while you are standing still in a dark room. But you must understand the slingshot effect. When you use a slingshot, you have to pull the stone backward, away from the target. The further back you pull it, the more tension there is. To the stone, it feels like it is going the wrong way, but that backward movement is actually gathering the power needed to launch it further than any human could throw it. You are being pulled back right now so that you can be launched into a position that others couldn't reach in 100 years. This waiting period is also for frequency matching. As we talked about before, your true place has a high frequency. If you were moved there today while you were still full of fear, anger, or doubt, you would actually ruin the blessing. The waiting room is like an airlock in a space station. It is adjusting your internal pressure so you can survive in the new environment. You are being taught how to be happy without a reason. You are being taught how to be at peace when the world is loud. Once your internal state matches the frequency of your destination, the door will swing open automatically. You won't even have to knock. Another misconception is that the waiting room is wasted time. It is actually the most productive time of your life, even if you aren't doing anything. During this silence, your DNA is being upgraded. Your mind is being cleared of old, limiting beliefs. You are learning the art of being. Most people define themselves as why they're doing their busy schedules and their long lists. But in your true place, you will lead from your being. You will walk into a room, and the atmosphere will change just because you are there. That kind of power can only be developed in the stillness of the waiting room. To speed up this part of the move, you must practice radical gratitude. Instead of asking, "When will this end?" start saying, "Thank you for preparing me." When you thank the universe for a blessing that hasn't arrived yet, you are showing the highest form of faith. You are telling the universe that you trust the map, even if you can't see the road. This shifts you out of a victim mindset and into a creator mindset. A victim waits for things to change. A creator changes how they see the wait. Do not be afraid of the silence in the waiting room. It is the womb of your destiny. Everything you need is being gathered behind the scenes. The people you need to meet are being moved into their positions. The finances you need are being cleared for transfer. The only job you have right now is to stay in alignment and refuse to settle for anything less than your true place. The wait is not a no, it is a not yet. Because I'm making it better. Stand tall, keep your heart open, and realize that the longer the wait, the bigger the weight of the glory that follows. Your launch is closer than it has ever been. The seventh part of your journey is where we stop talking about what is happening to you and start talking about what is being done through you. This is the active participation phase. A common misconception is that being moved into your true place is a passive experience, like being a passenger on a bus. But in reality, you are the driver. The universe provides the fuel and the map, but you must keep your hands on the wheel. If you want to speed up your relocation, you have to stop acting like a victim of change and start acting like a partner in your promotion. You move from wondering what will happen next to deciding what happens next. The first practical step in active participation is a circle audit. You cannot step into a new life while holding on to the people who keep you tied to your old one. Look at the 5 people you talk to the most. Do they see the version of you that is being moved into power? Or do they only see the version of you that was broken and struggling? If they keep reminding you of your past mistakes, they are anchoring you to the waiting room. You don't have to be mean, but you must be intentional. You must create a sacred space around your energy. This overcomes the concern of being left alone because you realize that being alone is better than being in the wrong company. The second step is to silence the noise. We live in a world that is designed to keep you distracted. If you are constantly scrolling through social media or listening to the opinions of the masses, you will miss the divine breadcrumbs. These are the small, quiet urges you feel in your spirit. It might be an urge to read a specific book, to go to a certain coffee shop, or to start a project you've been putting off. These are not random thoughts, they are GPS coordinates. When you follow these breadcrumbs, you are actively walking toward your true place. This answers the question, what do I do right now? You follow the peace. If an idea brings you peace, it is a crumb. If it brings you anxiety, it is a distraction. The third step is acting as if. You must start dressing, speaking, and thinking like the person who already lives in your true place. If you are waiting for the money to come before you start feeling wealthy, you will wait forever. If you are waiting for the title before you start acting like a leader, the title will never arrive. You must match the frequency of your destination before you can enter it. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have. It means having an attitude of abundance. It means walking with your head high because you know who you are. This overcomes the imposter fear because you aren't pretending to be someone else, you are practicing being your true self. Finally, you must practice mastery of the mundane. Many chosen ones fail because they are waiting for a big sign while ignoring the small tasks in front of them. The universe is watching how you handle the little things in your current environment. If you can't keep your current small room clean, why would you be given a mansion? If you can't manage $100, why would you be given $1 million? Active participation means doing your current work with excellence, even if you know you are leaving it soon. This builds the discipline you will need when you arrive at your high authority position. You are not a bystander in your own life. You are a co-creator. When you start taking these active steps, the universe sees that you are serious. The shaking begins to settle because you are no longer resisting the move, you are leading it. You will notice that as soon as you start acting like a chosen one, the world starts treating you like one. The doors that were slammed shut will start to creak open, and the resources you were searching for will start searching for you. This is the moment you move from waiting for change to being the change. Your true place is not just a destination you reach, it is a reality you build, one active step at a time. This is the final part of your journey, the final decree. We have moved through the shaking, the silence, and the preparation. Now, it is time to close the door on your past and lock in your new reality. The biggest concern people have at this stage is that the good luck will run out, or that this is just a temporary high. But you must understand that this is not a lucky streak. This is a permanent shift in your spiritual DNA. The shaking has served its purpose. It loosened the grip of everything that was holding you back. And now, the ground beneath you is finally becoming solid again. You are no longer the person who is trying to make it. You are the person who has been positioned to lead. The truth that most people miss is that the transition doesn't end when your circumstances change. It ends when your mind accepts the new authority you have been given. You must make a final decision to stop looking back. In the ancient stories, those who looked back at the cities they were leaving turned into pillars of salt. They became stuck in a frozen state. If you keep checking on your old friends, your old mistakes, or your old heartbreaks, you will remain a pillar of your past. To step into your true place, you must be willing to be a stranger to your history. This is your moment of absolute manifestation. The wealth, the influence, and the peace we discussed are not coming. They are here, waiting for you to claim them with your confidence. You have passed the tests of the waiting room. You have handled the pain of the extraction phase. You have followed the breadcrumbs through the silence. Now, the universe is issuing a decree over your life. The struggle is finished. The delay is over. The relocation is complete. You are now standing on the territory you were born to rule. I want you to do something powerful to seal this moment. A chosen one knows that words have the power to create worlds. If you feel the truth of this message in your spirit, I want you to go to the comments right now and type, "I am in my true place." By doing this, you are telling your mind, your body, and the universe that you are no longer in transit. You are announcing that you have arrived. This simple act of active participation anchors your energy into this new level of success and purpose. As you move forward from this video, do not go back to your old way of thinking. When a challenge comes, don't react like the old you who was afraid of loss. React like the new you who knows that everything is working for your good. You are now under divine protection and divine provision. Your only job is to stay in your true place and let the blessings find you. Thank you for walking this path with me today. If this message helped you understand your journey, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications. We are building a community of chosen ones who are ready to change the world, and I don't want you to miss the next step of this Ion. Your life has officially changed. The transition is over. Welcome home to your true place.